Now. Now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Solo TV 84. I'm your gracious host, Solomon Jones. And today you are tuned into the most underrated crypto channel on YouTube. Now, for those who are familiar, we're going to go over a couple different stories today that I think are very relevant to what's going on with the market. Certain things that we should be expecting to happen or may happen. And before we begin, I always got to, of course, promote the Patreon. We are getting the bag regardless of if it's a bear market or a bull market. We're doing these XRP airdrops, so I'm still making these Yumi wallet tutorial videos, 5 tips in spotting big moves in altcoins before they happen. That is for people who are intermediaries or advanced, right? Trying to flip these coins. I also released my whatchamacallit, blockchain that could 100x. The PDF actually going viral on a couple different Telegram groups. So that's good to know. But it is a Patreon exclusive. And then, of course, for those who are starting from the baby steps, from step 1, we have the cryptocurrency beginner's guide course, which teaches you the history of crypto, how to get in it, how to research it, over 21 videos, over 8 hours of content, how to research potential, scams that are coming out, because the scams are evolving. And so I help you protect your crypto, your assets, right? by showing you which different wallets to get. Should you get Ledger, Trezor, the Cent wallet? We talk about all of that, okay? Now let's get straight into it. So looking at the market today, Bitcoin is at $43,524. Honestly, it didn't crash as hard as I thought it would with the CPI, Consumer Price Index news coming out that inflation is at 7.5%, right? What does that mean to somebody who's not privy to that information? Well, it means that things are just costing more, okay? Cost is going up. Let me give you an example. If you go to a restaurant, right, you may have noticed restaurant prices are increasing. You may have noticed that if you buy a pack of chicken now, instead of it costing, $8-10 like it cost 2 years ago, now it costs $15 or $20. So inflation is rising. And I was watching a great interview that George Gammon did, who talks about cryptos and stocks. He was on Fresh and Fit. They interviewed him. And he thinks that the inflation numbers are actually even higher. He thinks it's anywhere from 10 to 14%. And I can believe it because we have a government coming out that tells us information just to say that it's false later on. Like this whole 19 situation where they're trying to get you guys yoked up. And you guys know what I'm talking about, the yoke, right? They're trying to get you yoked up. Well, first they said, get the yoke. Then they said, well, now you're going to have to get the booster with it. Then they said you got to get another booster and another booster. Now they're saying it don't even work. And even in my city, it was announced today that mass mandates would end. So I'm very happy to hear that because this whole thing is a farce. It's a conspiracy to, enslave the American people because what they're doing with this Great Reset is that while it will create a lot of financial abundance and freedom for a lot of people, they also want to figure out a way to continue to enslave people and use that as a form of making sure that people will be dependent on them, like the CBDCs and whatnot, central digitalized banks and all of that, okay? Ethereum is still at the 3,000 marker. XRP has had a really great week. It's at 81 cents. Obviously, right now, everything is red. Shiba Inu had a little run up, and it's really holding strong. Shiba's getting more resilient. You guys know I'm very, very bullish on Shiba Inu. I've been talking about SHIB for months, and I think that a lot of great things on the horizon for Shiba Inu. I'm hearing a lot of talks behind the scenes of things that may potentially happen. I think that Shiba Inu is going to have a very, very interesting March. And we're definitely going to talk about Shiba Inu here more towards the latter part of the show, okay? So looking at the fear to greed index, we are at a 50, okay? Now, for those who are watching, let me know what city you're watching from, how old you are, because are you paying attention to what's going on in the markets? Are people paying attention to what's going on, or is it business as usual? See, as I look in the YouTube landscape, I see that people are worried about different things, and that's fine. I mean, that's your prerogative, but what are people worried about? Let me know what you see, because I think that when we have people that are in different towns, cities, states, even countries, we know that we have different people that are worried about different things. So right now it's at a 50, right? Last week it was at a 20 extreme fear. Last month it was at an extreme fear. So right now the fear to greed index has been at a 50 for the last, basically the whole week since Monday, which is a good sign, right? And I think that short term, I think that while there is FUD coming out, there's also good news coming out, right? We have Super Bowl Sunday, which is going to be a great marketing run for some cryptos. FTX, crypto.com, they're going to be featured in the Super Bowl Sunday ads. As for those who are not aware, Super Bowl Sunday is known for their ads as well, because that's when companies release ads, and typically that's when companies put out their best ads. So it's going to spring forth or bring forth more awareness in the crypto space, which is definitely something that we need. And I think that a lot of people are still underestimating how fast and rapidly crypto is growing, how countries are adopting it. Russia, for example. And we're going to talk about Russia in a second, okay? Now, I do have some interesting news. This is news that just came out today. Binance, okay? Binance invests 200 million into Forbes magazine. Now, for those who are not familiar, Binance is one of the top 5 exchanges. Some would say it's the second biggest after Coinbase. And Binance basically made a $200 million investment into Forbes US-based magazine and digital publisher owned by Forbes. And this, like I said, this is just came out literally this morning, right? And so people are wondering, well, what's the point of Binance investing into Forbes magazine? Well, this is a great way for Binance, obviously, to promote their platform, but also it'll allow more news to come out based on adoption, because Forbes does. I mean, I post a lot of Forbes articles. Forbes does talk about crypto stocks and amongst other things, right? And so Binance investing in that, I think that it's a power play, and it's a strategic investment, just like it says, right? And so I would be very interested to know, to see how that will translate in the future. You know what I mean? Definitely. Now, some FUD coming out. And this is something I spoke about on Patreon already on Monday, who are aware. So there's going to be a Senate hearing on the 15th regarding stable coins. Now, the 15th is a Tuesday, right? So this usually causes fear, uncertainty, and doubt, also known as FUD. And basically, what's going on is the House of Representatives and the Senate will be talking to, it looks like President Workings Group of Financial Markets report. According to the body's February hearing schedule, this is 1 week after the House Financial Services Committee holds its own hearing of digital asset and the future of finance, right? The witness list for last year's stablecoin hearings, one second here, included crypto firms, including Jeremy Allier of Circle, Sam Bankman Fried of FTX, Alisa Janine Haas of Coinbase, Brian Brooks. So this came out a few months ago, and I did make a review on this. So why is the Senate having a hearing on stablecoins? Because they want to create more FUD. But no, basically, let's be honest. Stable coins are in direct competition of banks, right? And what is the point of having a digitalized dollar if you have already stable coins such as Tether, USDC, DAI, among other stable coins, right? So basically, they're trying to figure out a way how to FUD it and how to regulate it. You know what I'm saying? Let me take a look at the chat, guys. And I am looking at the chat. Make no mistake. Please hit the like button, as the likes help to spread the algorithm. As you guys know, these type of videos, when I make them, they don't get a lot of views because people are still sleeping. But for those who are in the chat, I salute you, because you guys are awake, okay? Women are attracted to men who own crypto. Gee, I wonder why. Yeah, we're definitely going to get into that topic here. TJ Patterson says, don't be a legend, Trick. Doug says, salute. Solo in chat. Salute to you guys. And also, guys, I have an announcement to make. I'll be a special guest tomorrow on can't say his name. Ramil Amir Reloaded. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about Shiba Inu tomorrow. It's just gonna be a special presentation about why I believe Shiba Inu can hit a penny. For those who are already on the Patreon, you guys already know I broke this down. Well, tomorrow I'm gonna break it down on Ramil's channel. We're gonna talk about why I believe Shiba Inu can hit a penny this year. Yes, I said this year. Right? And I know a lot of people think I'm crazy for saying that, but you know what? People didn't think XRP back in 2017 could hit $1, and then XRP went beyond $1, went actually to $3.92. Okay. Also, big news, big news. Fed seizes 3.6 billion in stolen Bitcoin. Arrest couple 5 years after massive crypto exchange hack. Now, some of you guys may have already heard the news, right? Let me talk about this. And by the way, excuse me, my throat is a little parched. It's like a big snowstorm coming. So, whoo. U.S. authorities arrested a New York couple Tuesday for allegedly conspiring to launder 4.5 billion dollars worth of Bitcoin stolen during a hack of cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex in 2016, 3.6 billion of which federal authorities have recovered in what the Department of Justice is calling the largest financial seizure ever. Okay, so according to the filings, 34-year-old Lila Lichtenstein and his wife, or Ilya Lichtenstein, I don't know how to pronounce his name, and his wife, Heather Morgan, conspired to launder the proceeds of 119,754,000 Bitcoins, currently worth about $5 billion, that were stolen from the Bitfinex platform after a breach of cryptocurrency exchanges system in 2016. Now, guys, 2016, I wasn't even aware of crypto, not until like the latter part. Hit one if you didn't even know about crypto in 2016 either. At the time, the unnamed hacker allegedly made more than 2,000 unauthorized transactions, transferring the stolen money to a digital wallet under Liechtenstein's control, authorities said Tuesday. They alleged that Liechtenstein and Morgan then employed numerous sophisticated laundering techniques, including using fake identities to set up online accounts and running computer programs to automate transactions to transfer about 25,000 stolen coins out of the wallet and into financial accounts jointly controlled by the couple over the next 5 years. Now, guys, when you hear a story like that, right, it sounds kind of crazy, right? It sounds kind of insane. Like, how does this happen? How were these people able to do this? And this, to me, it kind of sounds like a movie plot from the show The Ozarks or something. For those who are not familiar with the show Ozarks, it's a show on money laundering, but they don't deal with crypto per se. They just deal with money laundering in general, right? According to the DOJ on Tuesday, special agents obtained court-authorized search warrants to go through the couple's online accounts and were able to find files containing the private keys required to access a digital wallet containing 94,000 Bitcoins, representing about 3.6 billion in stolen funds. So basically, guys, what they were doing is how they were able to seize this money is they were able to they basically had the private keys stored on their cloud. Okay, guys, don't do that because somebody can hack it or the DOJ seized it. Don't email it to yourself. Don't put it on your private cloud, whatever private cloud you use, whether it's Google or Microsoft private cloud or Amazon, whatever private cloud. Don't do that. Have it somewhere secure. Have it written down. I personally, and I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I'll tell you guys, I have a USB, one of those little USB things. I don't know the exact name, but it's password protected. So for me to even get into it, I have to type in the password. Okay, guys, do not play because these are your funds. These are your monies that you these are monies that you have, that you own. You are your own bank. I saw your post about Shiba. June is bullish. June is very, very bullish. I think a lot of people are underestimating how Shiba is really aggressively doing the things that they're doing. And we'll talk about that more in a moment. Now, before we get into the main topic, because I know a lot of you guys, that's what you guys came for, let's be honest. Let's take a look here at what's going on with Russia. Basically saying that, you know what, Bitcoin is now deemed a cryptocurrency and they're going to be able to tax it. So I'm going to play this for you guys here. And I'm going to stop it intermittently, of course, to have that conversation. And then we'll chop it up. Okay. And let's make this all the way loud.
And the EU is following the U.S. in the fight to ramp up its production of semiconductor chips as the ongoing global shortage continues to take a toll. We'll discuss what it could mean for the industry. We have a lot to get to, so let's get started. And we lead the program with the latest on the convoy of truckers protesting in Ottawa, Canada over vaccine mandates on the industry. The so-called Freedom Convoy raised millions of dollars from backers on the crowdfunding site GoFundMe, but the company made the decision to cancel the fundraiser, and following major backlash online, it agreed to reimburse those who had donated.
Now it appears the truckers have found a new app.
Now, I know you guys are wondering, why are they doing this? Why is GoFundMe stopping this convoy? You know what, guys? They raised over $10 million because what's going on in Canada is an act of war against humanity. It's a war crime, right? That all these mandates that they're trying to push, and people are fighting back. People are tired. It's ridiculous.
Avenue to raise money for their cause. Let's go to RT correspondent John Huddy, who's on the ground in Ottawa for more on the story.
He's just gonna stand there?
Yeah, well, Brett and Rachel, they've gone to cryptocurrency. They're taking the Bitcoin. Organizers are calling for basically Bitcoin donations. And cryptocurrency sites like Tallycoin have started raising money for the organizers of the so-called Freedom Convoy protest, basically saying that Bitcoin, hey, it's the people's money. So this is all about the people. So after the GoFundMe site, the fundraising site, shut down the donations to the Freedom Convoy, a little over $9 million in donations, saying they'll be refunded instead to the donors, blaming violence and calling it an occupation. Well, then some others got involved, supporters of this overall protest, trying to raise money and funds, and several $100,000 US, the equivalent of US dollars now, on these various Bitcoin websites. So that's essentially the latest with that. That's how they're trying to raise money for this ongoing protest. It continues here in the capital of Canada, in Ottawa. This started January 28th, 29th, when a convoy of truckers really converged upon the city.
Wait, you guys missed it. I'm sorry. And by the way, you guys know me. I'm not political. I'm not on the left. Definitely not on the left. I'm not on the right. But you guys missed it. Hold on. I'm gonna show you this.
On these various Bitcoin websites. So that's essentially the latest with that. That's how they're trying to raise money for this on.
I love it. You guys see what it says here? My body, my choice. Right, Mr. Feminist? And they're talking about the Prime Minister of Canada, Trudeau, who is a staunch feminist. Yes, a male feminist. So I find that interesting. So it's my body, my choice, right? When it comes to abortion, but if it's regarding getting yoked up, then it's not my body, my choice. Interesting hypocrisy.
Going protest. It continues here in the capital of Canada, in Ottawa. This started January 28th, 29th, when a convoy of truckers really converged upon the city, protesting essentially the vaccine mandates for truckers. But really, this has blossomed. It's morphed into a much greater debate about the country's overall COVID-19 policies and restrictions. And really, it's also sparked political debate about Canada's freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of protest laws. Canadian officials have called on this to stop. The Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, talking about calling the protesters swastika flying, extremists. But a lot of the protesters we talked to in the days we've been here really bristle at that analogy, saying this has been an overall peaceful protest. While there's been some more radical elements here, those type of people have been asked to leave. They've been pushed out because the core.
And once again, what is going on in the history right now? You have convoys, mandates, food shortages, market fluctuations, possibility of wars. This is a very, very interesting time in history. And I don't say that lightly, but there's a lot going on in this world. And for those of you watching, you guys are the few that are paying attention, right? And just realize that while you may be criticized for being in cryptocurrency or getting gold and silver or even stocks, you guys are hedging your future for a better cause, because shit is about to hit the fan. Shit is, excuse my language, it's already hitting the fan. And I need people to understand right now that while there's a lot of turmoil going on in the world, prepare yourself properly. Make sure that you have enough food, enough canned goods. Make sure that you have, things to protect yourself legally, of course. Make sure that you have, lighting, fire, a backup generator. I bought a backup generator back last summer because of how things are going. It's about to get real.
Message is really about the Canada's vaccine mandates, and we've seen the protests not only grow here over the last, now going into day 12 here in Ottawa, but other Canadian cities and provinces. In fact, a very important point, the Ambassador Bridge. This is a main point of commerce between Canada and the United States. It stretches from Windsor, Ontario to Detroit, Michigan. In fact, a quarter of all commerce goes over this bridge. Well, a convoy of truckers blocked the bridge late Monday night, overnight Monday into Tuesday, basically in solidarity with what's going on here in Ottawa and other parts of the country. And to that note, we've also seen convoy protests spring up in the United States and in the UK and Australia as well. So there's been a great deal of support, and now we're also hearing about other provinces, Alberta, Saskatchewan, lifting COVID-19 measures. Now, whether that is a result of this protest and the ongoing Freedom Convoy protest, well, that remains to be seen. And whether or not this protest continues for another week, another 2 weeks, several more weeks, or several more months, well, that remains to be seen. But one thing is sure, the political debate and political dissension over the COVID-19 policies, restrictions here in Canada very much continues. Guys, back to you.
RT correspondent John Huddy, thank you so much. And meanwhile, the Russian central bank has reversed its position on whether or not to support recognizing crypto as a form of currency. The agreement is a significant reversal considering the fact that the central bank last month proposed banning crypto miners and crypto operations, saying that those systems endanger the country's financial system.
Now the Russian government says it has reached an agreement to draft legislation or amend legislation to recognize crypto as a form of currency. So how does this change stand to impact the world of crypto? Well, let's bring in Boom Bust co-host and crypto analyst Ben Swan and Christy I to discuss. Ben, let's start with you here. Now, this is a huge reversal.
It is a huge reversal. So you're telling me that Russia was about to ban it, but then now they are legalizing it? And I'll tell you why, guys. Because there's so much money. There's so many people in Russia, right, that are using crypto. They figured out we can tax it, right? Excuse me. So they're looking to tax it from anywhere from 6 to 15%. And Russia, if I'm not mistaken, the crypto economy in Russia is about $240 billion. So the Russian government is missing out on it, and they want to tax it. That's regulation, unfortunately. And India also has released that as well. He said they've been lying about Russia. Well, what have they been lying about? Please let me know. Okay. And also, please hit the like button. Likes are free, guys. Thank you. This channel, of course, is supported by viewers such as yourself. Remember that. YouTube, yeah, right.
For the Russian central bank. So why are they changing positions now?
Well, again, I love to come on here and say, I told you guys this was going to happen. I told you guys this was going to happen. And why is it happening? It's happening because the Russian central bank came out and said, Bitcoin's bad and it's a threat to our system. And then the Russian president, Vladimir Putin, said, well, slow down, hold on, let's have some meetings and talk about it. Well, what do they talk about? They talk about the fact that the Western banking system, specifically the SWIFT banking system, is being controlled by the West in order to issue sanctions and to harm countries like Russia. And so how do you get around that? Well, you get around that with the world's most efficient.
Correct. And the Western banking system, SWIFT, that's what we are currently on, right? It is slow. It is outdated. The tech is trash.
monetary supply, and that is Bitcoin. The world's most efficient systems for money anywhere in the world are crypto systems. They are so efficient that they're being copied and they're being imitated by governments around the world. That's how successful they are. And so what we're seeing now is the Russian central bank saying, well, actually, okay, rather than banning miners, rather than banning the trading of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, now let's talk about whether or not we should just recognize it as a currency. It shows you that when you apply too much pressure on countries like Russia or China or Venezuela or Iran, they don't just simply crumble into the dust. They innovate and they get around these systems. And in this case, they don't even have to do the innovation. The innovation's been done for them.
Absolutely, especially now that that technology is moving so fast. You're absolutely right there, Ben. Now, Christy, what would it mean for crypto to be recognized as a form of currency, and how similar would this be to?
Why is everybody missing the obvious? Plus, Russia wants to get in on those taxes. Come on, man. Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
To say what El Salvador has done.
I mean, technically the wording right now says analog of currencies and not as a financial digital asset, but it's also not legal tender either, which is different than what El Salvador has, where if something's legal tender, then stores and shops have to recognize it and accept it as a form of payment. So that is not quite the same. And this announcement, while it's very good for Bitcoin in terms of recognition, it's more of a way to regulate it rather than to embrace it. Because according to the government's blueprint, cryptocurrency purchases in Russia may take place, but only through locally registered and licensed companies, so that users are fully verified and information about their transactions can be made available to government agencies. And all crypto-related transactions bigger than 600,000 rubles will have to be reported to the Federal Taxation Services, and failure to do so would be considered a felony. And banks, they're also allowed to operate as intermediaries between users and crypto exchanges, even though that defeats the point of cryptocurrencies, and they have to report tax.
Right. I mean, why? It doesn't make sense. I mean, why would you pay? I've said it before. Why would you pay a bank when you can be your own bank? I mean, wouldn't you rather be your own bank? I know I would be. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, ain't no crypto overdraft fees, but bruh, ain't no crypto overdraft fees. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Taxes and exchanges and peer-to-peer marketplaces, they would also have to register as legal entities and join an official register of digital currency operators and satisfy certain requirements that are currently in place for traditional financial organizations. And so all of this to say that it would mean that everything is now subject to tax, which is the biggest incentive for the government to actually legitimize it.
Exactly.
So this is a big step for Bitcoin, as it takes a lot for any government to recognize it. But I can't say that I'm thrilled about how they're trying to regulate it and centralize it. According to a Bloomberg estimate, Russians now own over $215 billion worth of Bitcoin. So they're definitely hoarding, but nonetheless, it's a big step for Bitcoin as the Russian government recognized that a complete ban of the segment is now impossible.
Absolutely. And when you read the details of this, you know that a lot of true believers, if you will, aren't going to love the idea of actually regulating it, but that's kind of the way where we are with that. Now, Ben, we just heard from John Huddy in Canada that there is a movement to fund those truckers through cryptocurrency. Is that working?
Yeah, I got to say, this is my favorite story of the week by far. You have these truckers from Canada, and John pointed out, it wasn't just that their funds were frozen by GoFundMe, who then said, well, we're going to refund them. Originally, GoFundMe did not say they were going to refund them. They originally said that they were going to distribute those funds to the charities of their choosing. And then if you wanted your refund, you could go through a process to get it. There was so much outcry and
that is shady, bro. So wait, they start a GoFundMe for the convoys, for truckers, right? Because truckers are taking a stand against having to get yoked up. But then GoFundMe decides, nah, we're going to take your money and we're going to put it into places that we want to take it. Are you serious? Hey, yo, GoFundMe, real talk. We got to give GoFundMe the beta award of the week. That's facts. Here we go.
Beta.
an awakening, an alarm, if you will, for folks who are trying to raise money to fund things exactly like this. Look, whatever's happening in Canada, whether you like it or not, it is a middle-class movement of people who are saying, we think the government has gone too far and we're standing against it. GoFundMe gave some, vague description of violence. And so that was the reason why they said they weren't going to hand over the funds without showing any evidence of anything. The bottom line is this is where the truckers should have gone in the first place. And what this will do is it will create an opportunity in the future when you want to raise funds for something like this. Don't go through some Silicon Valley venture capital backed group in order to do it. You go and you utilize cryptocurrencies, you utilize the people's money to get it done, and it will get done, and it will go directly to the people who are asking for it.
It is certainly a powerful statement.
And I will say this. I think that in the future, as you continue to see more growth in cryptocurrency, more mass adoption, you kind of are going to see, and I've already mentioned this, you're going to see a new form of racism, which is going to be classism. It's going to be the haves and have-nots. But also you're going to see a war with people who are fully living a decentralized life versus banks, corporations who want to control people by having these CBDCs, right? So you're gonna see that, okay? Central bank digital currency, right? CBDCs. You're gonna see a war in that as well, and that is the war that we're going into now, where these central banks that are digitalized with their currency now, instead of them taking, you having a credit score, it's going to be just like they have in China. It's going to be a social credit score. So if you have, and you're already starting to see it, like whenever you go on Uber, you have a social credit score, right? If you have a low Uber rating, you tend to get low Uber rating drivers, right? If you have a high Uber rating, you tend to get high Uber rating drivers. Some of the benefits include you get a discount, you get better cars. I was just in an Uber with a Cambodian gentleman earlier today, right? Because I went to get my annual physical, you know what I'm saying? And the Cambodian guy, when he pulled up in like a BMW Z something, nice red car, right? Now imagine if my Uber rating was like at a 3 or lower, I probably would have had like a Ford Focus pull up, So the reality is people don't realize how all of this ties together. And this is why it's so important to pay attention, guys. And if you're here, once again, I salute you for doing so. Real talk.
And Christy, we've got about 30 seconds left. I'll give you the final word.
Yeah, it looks like this is a perfect example of how bad the traditional funding methods are, because if there's government pressure to freeze fund, a venture-backed VC company will obviously say, oh, we don't want to have a lawsuit, we don't want to fight, here's your money back, we're not going to do anything. Whereas platforms like Tallycoin, they actually stated that while centralization is vulnerable to being politicized and censored, Bitcoin is truly censorship resistant. So this isn't the first time that protesters are turning to crypto after authorities try to
censorship resistant. And guys, you guys know on YouTube, I've been censored. I've been even shadow banned, right? But make no mistake, guys. I think I give it about a year, maybe year and a half. There's going to be a platform that is going to make, it's going to give YouTube competition, or that might even dethrone YouTube, because YouTube has become so censorship heavy ever since, the original founders of YouTube sold it to Google. And Google doesn't want to ruffle feathers because they rely on advertising money for YouTube. But what happens if there is a video platform like Theta or Veracity that is decentralized, which they are, where there is no censorship? And you can earn as a viewer, guys. Could you imagine if you watch me right now, you are making, income, passive income for watching me or your favorite YouTuber? That's one of the reasons why you guys need to go on theta.tv, SoloTV84 and theta.tv, right? Because I'll definitely be more active there. But once that gets into place where people start to realize, yo, I can earn money by watching my favorite YouTubers, what will be the incentive then for people to go on YouTube where things are censored, right? And so I think that will happen in a year and a half, because of the fact that once there's a platform that is able to meet the bandwidth need, as well as a platform that has a user-friendly interface and is very easy to navigate, I think that can happen, definitely.
Centralized donation methods. We've seen this happen in 2020 with the Nigerian police protesting brutalities, and now we're seeing it here. And the funny thing is, naysayers of Bitcoins, they will continue pointing the finger, saying that Bitcoin is only used for money laundering and financial fraud and everything. But they will never point to the good, the tremendous good that Bitcoin does by actually allowing it to be the people's money and allowing the people to direct it to platforms such as this.
Boom Bust, Christy I, and Ben Swan, thank you both for your insight.
Thank you.
And consumer debt.
How do you get a low Uber score as a consumer? Well, you might get one if you're not, if you don't tip, they may give you a low rating, or if the Uber driver doesn't like you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, whatever reason, because here's something people don't realize. You can rate your Uber drivers, but they can rate you too. Just like DoorDash, you can rate your Dashers, and they can rate you too. So make no mistake, if you have a low rating, that can affect you. And I think that people don't realize how important that is, but there are benefits to it. Now imagine, Doug, in the future, your credit score is tied up to your social credit rating, right? We've talked about this before on this channel, as have many other YouTubers, right? Imagine now you're trying to get a house, and you have a low social credit score rating because of the fact that you have a low rating on Uber. Now imagine, because you have a low rating on Uber, that affects your rating to get a house. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? I know it does, but that's the world that we're going into now. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, look at what's in China. They already have this type of system, right? So if in China you have a low social credit score, you can't get a house. You can't even get an apartment. It sounds crazy, but that is the world we're turning into. There's a good episode on Black Mirror on that. It's a show on Netflix that has this type. They show what it looks like in the future, and it's scary because everybody's just doing everything to get a good social credit score rating. They're not doing it necessarily out of authenticity, right? And then you also see in that episode of Black Mirror how some people just don't care, and they've decided to kind of go off the grid or go rogue. It's a very good episode. And there's some episodes on Black Mirror that are like WTF, but this one was actually a very good one.
And the United States grew at its fastest clip in nearly 20 years for 2021 as Americans borrowed to buy.
Okay, so, and of course, we could all watch the rest of it now, but I'm not going to play the whole thing. But you guys get the point. That is going up. Inflation is going up. GoFundMe was trying to stop the truckers, right? And we have truckers in the building. Salute to D-Mac the trucker. I got a lot of truckers that watch me, man. I really rock with y'all. That's one of the reasons why truckers, if you guys want to listen to me, you can listen to me on Apple, Spotify, Anchor. Okay, just look at my podcast. It's called The Soloist. I do original content on there, and then also I re-upload content like that for people. Oh, we're female nature. That's where I do the podcast stuff now, where I talk more about female dating and current events type thing. I also talk a lot more about my spiritual beliefs, which are, evolving as well, because a lot of things are tied into this. Okay. So, but yeah, so for those who want to check this out, this credit to Boom Bust, check their YouTube channel out. Okay. Now let's go to the main topic. Okay. I know you guys have been waiting. Let's go to the main topic, and let me cue this up for you. Here we go. So the main topic, owning cryptocurrency may make you more desirable on the dating scene, Steady finds. In the wake of 19, singles are looking for a partner in good financial standing. Winter's coming? That doesn't just mean having money in the bank. These days, it's your investment in digital currencies that can set you apart. Now, you guys know Valentine's Day is coming, right? And single men and women are setting their sights on a partner who's not just financially stable, but savvy, especially when it comes to digital currencies. To that point, 33% of Americans said they would be more likely to go on a date with someone who mentioned crypto assets in their online dating profile. Okay, guys, so I guess the dating coaches may have not told you this yet, but if you say you own crypto in your dating profile, you may have a higher shot, right, of bagging Keisha, Nicole, or Bernice. Not shocking, but why, you guys know my motto. Don't lead with your wallet, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the hobo gang here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Doug with the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Damn, divorce court is coming for crypto portfolio, gents. Y'all better watch out. Yeah, I remember one of my boys. You already know my cousin E. I always talk about him. Salute to him. And him and his girl were getting into it because she accused him of, being on the computer too much. So she thought maybe he's on a dating app, or maybe he's talking to other women, or who knows. And so then he's trying to explain to his girlfriend, like, no, I'm doing crypto and this is how much money I made. And as soon as he told her how much money he was making in crypto, her eyes, he said, got wide. And he said, oh, well, honey, keep doing what you're doing. Guys, listen, don't tell your girlfriend you're into crypto unless she's into crypto and you know that first, right? Now, if you have a wife, I done had some brothers say that they got wives and they wouldn't tell their wife. I mean, that's I'm gonna stay out of that one. You know what I'm saying? Further, nearly 3 in 4 would be more interested in a second date with the person who paid the bill in Bitcoin, according to a recent survey by eToro, a social investing platform. The number of merchants accepting crypto as payment is near 100 million, according to Visa's recent earnings call. So think about it, guys. 3 out of 4 of you are guaranteed a second date. Other digital assets like non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, are also desirable. Nearly 20% of singles will be more interested in you romantically if you set an NFT as your profile picture on a social platform or dating site. eToro found. Woo! I'm laughing. I told you guys this, right? Now, basically, let's break this down more, okay? Now, 16% of Americans said they personally have invested or traded in cryptocurrencies. For adults between the ages of 18 to 29, it's 31%, Pew Review found. And men are about twice as likely as women to say they ever use crypto. So 22% of men compared to 10% of women. As dating becomes increasingly digital, showing off your investments in these growth-oriented assets can help differentiate you. However, holding volatile assets may not be for everyone. Blah, blah, blah. They're spreading FUD, okay? Now, guys, the 1 out of 4, I researched this deeper, right? So 40% of men said they would find a woman more desirable if she's in crypto. And 25% of women said they would find a man that's more desirable, right? You guys know my take on this. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with using your crypto to pay for a date. I mean, I've done that before. I use my Coinbase card and I earn back 4% XLM. That's fine, but I don't think you should use your crypto to posture necessarily in getting a woman, because, guys, that would be like the Tinder swindler in reverse, right? We know that it's been already proven that there are a lot of women that are using men just for free meals. And anybody seen the Tinder swindler? Hit 1 in the chat where the guy finessed these women by pretending to be rich. I can see that happening a lot more in the coming years, where scammers are going to try to finesse women, not just out of, BOX, but also crypto and money as well by posing as crypto millionaires and such, as this Levy guy did, right? And now this guy has been banned on dating apps for life, and also his Instagram got hacked and he went to jail and all of that, right? But yeah, guys, so that is the main news. Now, another big interesting news is McDonald's, everybody's favorite poisonous food, and I haven't eaten a McDonald's in months, thank God, is filing trademarks for their products for the metaverse, okay? So McDonald's, home of the Happy Meal, world's largest restaurant chain by revenue, has filed for 10 trademark applications, according to a recent tweet stemming from the trademark attorney Josh Gerben. The filings recorded with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, USPTO, describe how McDonald's plans to create a virtual restaurant featuring actual and virtual food. Now, I know for a lot of people, this may sound crazy, asinine, that there are people that are investing heavily into the metaverse, heavily into the NFTs, right? And as I said before at the beginning of the year, and I know a lot of people didn't like it, I think NFTs are in a bubble in the short term. Hear me out, in the short term. But in the long term, I think that NFTs are going to explode. NFTs in the long term will explode. You're going to see everybody and their mama trying to sell NFTs because there's so much potential in regards to making passive income, residual income off of NFTs. It's going to explode, guys, in the future. I think short term, it is in a bubble. Raphael Williams, what do you think? Do you think NFTs are in a bubble or not? I mean, Raphael has a very good grasp on crypto. Hey, Raphael, man, email me, bro. I got to get you on for an interview. But I think that short-term NFTs are in a bubble, yes. But long-term, the potential for NFTs is massive. So, I mean, NFTs is something that I've talked about a little bit, but I'm going to be talking about more. But I want to talk about it from a vantage point of when I get into it, right? So anybody who, if anybody has minted NFTs before, or you know how to sell NFTs, email me. I will gladly talk to you because that's a process that I'm looking to get into because I think that the space for it is huge, right? Now, McDonald's digital goods would include virtual food, beverages, and products alongside entertainment services and virtual concerts. McDonald's themes metaverse worlds could feature restaurant users can operate and order home delivery from applications as well. So now instead of going on an app to order, you would go and order in the metaverse, right? And the metaverse, think about it like Ready Player One. Anybody who's seen Ready Player One before, hit one in the chat. Ready Player One, guys, if you want to know what the metaverse will look like at its apex, Ready Player One, I think even if you look at Ready Player One, it scratches the surface. The metaverse is not just going to be used for gaming, guys, and having conference meetings, but the metaverse is going to be a world within a world. And if you think about it, technically, we're already in the metaverse. If you're watching me on YouTube, even though it's not in 3D or high graphics, the YouTube world, while it's based off the real world, but it's its own ecosystem outside of the real world, meaning that in YouTube, you can focus on content that you care about. You can pay attention to things that you care about. The metaverse is just going to streamline it faster, but it's also going to enable you to buy real estate, virtual lands, apartments, and you're going to see, guys, people that are known as metaverse celebrities and metaverse influencers. Remember Fortnite? There's a big Fortnite YouTuber, Twitch streamer back in the day named Ninja. Some of you guys may be familiar. Ninja at one point was the hottest YouTuber back in like 2018, 2019. Ninja was on fire. Ninja was so hot that everybody wanted to interview him, right? He was on the late night shows and all of that. And so you're going to see that happening in the metaverse. You're going to see people that are going to become metaverse personalities, celebrities. It's going to be a world within a world. There's also an anime for my anime brothers, right? Called Swords Online that kind of goes into the metaverse as well. And I love Swords Online for the storytelling because in Swords Online, Swords Art Online, you have a guy who's like a nerd in real life, but in the metaverse, he is a Chad. He's a Tyrone. He's that guy. You know what I'm saying? And there's also another show called Don't Kiss Pretty Girls in the Dungeon. That's hey, yo, the title of that show is wild. It's called, has anybody seen that one? I think it's called Don't Kiss Pretty Girls in a Dungeon or something. That is based on the metaverse as well, right? Sword Art Online. Yeah, exactly. Sword Art Online. I watched that one a few years ago, right? But for those people, for those who are not grasping, well, what is this metaverse NFT? Watch Sword Art Online. Watch Ready Player One. They're going to give you a better idea. Heck, has anybody seen John Wick? Even John Wick. John Wick is not based on the metaverse per se, but John Wick, when you look at them giving away the gold, and I got to credit LAR Movement for pointing that out to me. Salute to LAR Movement, the YouTuber. But that gold is based on value, right? You can look at that gold in John Wick. You could look at that as cryptocurrency or as a non-fungible token. Because when John Wick gives that old lady in the Russian mafia the gold or whatever, that freed him from the contract or made her obligated to do something. Or when he gave Haley Berry the thing, right, which they had to stamp it in or whatever, or same deal. I mean, guys, it's weird how Hollywood tells you what is going to happen before it happens, right? So that's very, very interesting, you know. Raphael Williams says NFTs are in a bubble. You're right, Solo. Yeah, I think short term NFTs are definitely in a bubble. Short term, but long term NFTs are going to explode massively. And so I'm definitely gonna get you guys in on the NFT game. But first, I got to figure it out myself. Like, I know what NFTs are. I know what they do. I know the potential. And I've been really researching NFTs more the last couple months. And there are people making great money, hands over fist with NFTs. And I think that what's going to happen is you're going to see this happening within a year, okay? And you're already seeing the explosion of NFTs. But I think what's going to happen is for a lot of people who missed out on cryptocurrencies, where they may have missed out if, you know, Shiba Inu goes to a quarter next year or something like that, for example, as an example. Right? For people who feel like they missed out, they're going to be trying to get into the NFT game because the NFT game is not just based off of the price that or even the utility. The NFT game is going to be based off of value, just period. Right? And I think that for mass adoption, a lot of that you're going to see through NFTs, and that's already what we're seeing. That's what we've been seeing for the last year, if you see the explosion of it. But I think that it's in a bubble. A lot of NFTs now that are coming out, I think are in a bubble because the technology is not there yet fully, right? I mean, yeah, the JPEGs are cool, but once it gets to a point where NFTs are in the metaverse in 3D and all of that, and which is already happening in a sense, but also NFTs are happening in a sense of where people are just utilizing it more. You're going to see massive growth in NFTs. Massive, massive growth. Salute to Black Ram 313, the OG. You guys know me and Ram, man. We chop it up about crypto and all of that. Ram, he's one of my mentors, and I will actually be on his channel as well in a couple weeks, I believe. And we're going to talk about crypto as well. And I'm very, very glad to see more content creators talk about crypto and understanding where it's going. That doesn't mean that I don't rock with stocks. I got Tesla stock. I got Apple stock. I don't got no Meta stock, though. Oh, listen, this is not financial advice, but dang, that Meta stock went you. Man, listen, bro. I know Mark Zuckerberg is shook right now, bro. Mark Zuckerberg is shook. Guys, I will say this. If you're in Meta right now, this ain't financial advice, but pay attention because Meta's in trouble. Meta is in trouble. Make no mistake. That's all I got to say about that. Raphael Williams says NFTs are taking over the meme coin space. Exactly. NFTs are going to be what, yeah, NFTs, I think meme coins, you know, a lot of meme coins are going to, a lot of meme coins have NFTs, but a lot of people, if meme coins don't have the NFTs already on deck and they're trying to roll out, they're going to die. Like, and that's one of the reasons why I think that if you got on in the meme coin space early, right, you got into Doge when it was, you know, half a penny or even less than half a penny a year ago. You got into Dogecoin when Shiba Inu, right? Before it even blew up, right? We talked about SHIB back in April on this channel, right? And Shiba Inu, like I said, we're going to talk about more about that. Like the videos, fellas. Yes, yes. Please like the video, guys, as I'm dropping this game. What do you recommend reading to learn about NFTs? That's a great question. So like I said, I'm looking into NFTs myself. You know, Investatopia.com is a great website to learn about NFTs. I would check that out. Hold on. Let me check my bookmarks here. You know, because like I said, I got like hundreds of bookmarks that I utilize. So Investatopia.com is a great place to figure out what NFTs are. I know a lot of people may not agree with me on this, but CoinDesk is also a good one. That's one that I have been using. They have like a guide on how to create NFTs and such. My favorite YouTubers to check out, I like Jack Tran. Jack Tran is a great YouTuber that I watch. I watch all his videos. He talks about crypto. He talks about stocks. He talks about how people utilize finances, but more so on how people let their greed carry them away and stuff like that. It's a very, I don't think people should use crypto or stocks for doing crime, but he talks about how people start off maybe innocent or how corporations, you know, misuse or abuse a system. And I like watching that because it helps me to understand how we are getting wrecked by financial, you know, the financial sector, how financial institutions are taking advantage of people like you and I, the everyday people, right? And it also helps me understand the financial system, period. So, you know. Raphael Williams says, the reason is you can't rug an NFT or honeypot them. Yeah, I mean, NFTs are going to be the wave. I definitely believe that. Definitely believe that. Okay, so for last news, everybody's favorite dog, or one of them, Shiba Inu. Okay? Now, Shiba has announced that they're going into the metaverse, and there's been an update. Okay? So good day to the powerful SHIB army as we travel through the second month of the year. We're often reminded of how exciting this year has been for all of us so far. In 2020, our workload has been focused on energizing our ecosystem even further by introducing some incredible aspects that will allow us to continue rising and shaping the future. Every story starts with an idea, but it's the characters with the idea forward. I'm Scott. So we have seen the metaverse space grow at a rapid rate with enormous interest from small and large companies alike. The metaverse is set to be one of the biggest areas within crypto for many to enjoy, while others will produce content and developers will set up shops within using it as another great resource. So could the metaverse be the catalyst to get YouTube out of here or give YouTube a run for their money? Could be. Guys, I will say this. Once the metaverse has more rapid adoption, you won't see me on YouTube. I might be in the metaverse. And here's the crazy part. If, let's say, we did a live stream on the metaverse, it would be more interactive. You could actually, I don't know how, like, it's crazy, right? But imagine, guys, it feels like I'm giving a present, one of my PowerPoint presentations. You guys know what I do, but I'm giving it to you face to face, like where you feel like you see me right in front of you. Now, of course, I would be in an avatar, you know what I'm saying? In the metaverse, guys, I'm a 6'5", 240 or 50-pound Tyrone, and my name is Solo Tyrone Marco, you know. In 2020 alone, the metaverse was worth approximately $478.7 billion. And here's the crazy part. We haven't even like really started yet. It's just beginning to start, right? Whoo, that's huge. That's in the USA alone. That's in the USA alone. So you got to figure the metaverse space in 2020 in America alone was worth nearly $500 billion. How much was it worth last year? Like everything SHIB does, we will lead the metaverse sector. At this time, our early phase of development continues for Shiba Inu Metaverse, codename Shiberse. Note, we're not related to the name of the metaverse as of yet for a reason, but expect to drop this month. We are currently researching various ideas while deciding on terms. With some incredible teams, these teams will be revealed later on. As you know, we love surprising the SHIB army. Woof. So Shiba Inu is doing a lot of big things, right? Shiberse, Shibarium, that is Shiba Inu's own blockchain. They just came out with the Wellies announcement. That's an Italian restaurant where you can use Shiba Inu to buy their fast food. It's kind of like the American version of White Castle, right? But a little better food. I mean, it's Italian, okay? Lands, okay? Whoo! Owning Shiba virtual real estate. And hold on, let me play the dog again for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Let me just play the doggy dog again. You know, we got to play the dog. And there's no noise. It's just a dog. Some of the biggest metaverse platforms that opt for introducing virtual real estate are Sandbox and Decentraland, also known as the Sandbox, and Decentraland is known as Mana. You guys, for those who watch my video with Rob from Digital Asset News, Sandbox and Decentraland are actually two of his top coins for 2022, okay? Not financial advice, but do your own research. I talked about those coins already a year ago. So check out my video. I did the top five gaming coins and top 10, right? Both of them were PowerPoint presentations, by the way. We're happy to announce and proudly introduce Shiba lands. These lands found inside our metaverse will be available for purchase and auction really soon. And it will be a first step towards allowing the community to jump into the metaverse prior to its full release. So guys, can you imagine the people that are using Shiba Inu or Bone or Leash to buy lands in the Shiberse? Man, you already have real estate in the Sandbox being sold for millions of dollars, right? Imagine how much it would sell in lands in Shiberse, right? In addition, we're working on a queue system specifically designed for the Shiba land sales event. This system aids with the prevention of bots and gas wars while making the process something fair and smooth for our community worldwide. Who doesn't want land in our state? This queue allows exclusivity by requiring interested parties to hold leash, which gives priority and exclusive access to first selling phase of the land plots. Now, for those who are not familiar with leash, it's part of the Shiba Inu ecosystem. They have leash and bone, right? Owning and leash, I think, is like 1,800 right now. Like leash is kind of high, man. Let's take a look. Now I'm saying I don't own any leash, but I have a little bit of bone, I think. So leash is also part of the Shiba ecosystem that they use. It's worth, the price just jumped live, $14.96, okay? So that's the price of leash. When it first came out, it was $510. Then the all-time high went up to $8,000. I remember this back in May. If you got into leash when it was like for pennies on the dollar, you made a killing, right? And so leash has been dropping a bit. Now let's take a look at bone. I haven't looked at bone in a while. So take a look at bone. So Bone is worth 86 cents now. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a lot of Bone, but I definitely have a little bit. Owning a piece of Shiba real estate will bring an array of benefits. We are not stopping. This is just the beginning. More information will be shared on this soon. Okay. So Shiba Inu is making some big moves. They're also planning a burn party for Valentine's Day. I think that Shiba Inu will definitely hit a penny. And you guys, like I said, check out, I'm doing a presentation with Ramil Amir tomorrow, where we're going to be talking about just Shiba Inu and other cryptocurrencies, of course, and why I think Shiba will hit a penny in 2022 this year. I think Shiba Inu will definitely hit a penny. And once again, I'm hearing a lot of talk behind in the background of besides Shibarium, and of course Lance and Shiberse, the Metaverse. Shiba Inu has a lot of plans besides the burning. We haven't talked about the Robinhood listing lately, right? I mean, a lot of things on deck, right? So with that being said, guys, remember, check out my Patreon, get the exclusive blockchains 100x guide, okay? We talk about that. Also, my updated PDF guide on 10 cryptocurrency scams, my 100x plays, coins that I'm looking to invest in. I do my coin plays over there. I also do tutorials on how to set limit orders on KuCoin and other exchanges that are not very popular or talked about. And then, of course, for people who are not familiar with crypto, the Trendsetter Cryptocurrency course is on sale right now for $99.99. That'll get you set up in regards to how to research a potential coin, the history of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, how they came about, the big players in the space, interviews with my millionaire mentor. You guys already know I interviewed him a few years ago, multiple times. Ian Bellina, salute to him, doing big things over there on Token Metrics. Check those guys out on Token Metrics as well. Bill Noble is probably the best technical analysis guy on YouTube, in my opinion. I really like Bill Noble. The guy used to work for Goldman Sachs, I believe. Very knowledgeable guy. Plus, interview with a 25-year-old crypto millionaire as well, how to exchange crypto, how to protect it against scams, all of that, okay? So with that being said, guys, I really appreciate you guys for tuning in, for watching this show. I know that we don't have a lot of people in these shows, but guys, you're still early. I think that one last thing. I think that Super Bowl Sunday will be a very interesting indicator to see what will happen. I think that it won't happen at that moment, but February is going to be a very interesting month. Not just and I know February already began, but I'm saying the whole month of February. And I think it's very important to take it on a day-by-day basis, right, where the market is going, because I think that there will be good entry-level buy-in opportunities, right? I think that there'll be good entry-level buy-in opportunities. I also think that, who knows, we might see a SHIB run-up because it's been consolidating for a while. And looking at the technical analysis, I mean, Shiba looks like it's ready for a massive breakout. So anyway, guys, thank you. God bless you. God bless America. It's your boy, Solomon. More to come, and I'm out. Peace.
Resist now. resist now.